Лондон – един град, много отбори и две съдби. На север Арсенал е на крачка от титлата. На изток Уест Хям гледа към пропастта. Тази вечер таблицата има значение и този матч ще бъде битка за бъдеще.
Аз съм Тодор Ненов в Камората и ще ви заведа в епицентъра на дерби, което може да промени всичко. Да короняса Арсенал или Уест Хям да изпадне в чемпионшип.
Преди да ви направя свидетели на атмосферата на едно от най-големите лондонски дербита между Уест Хям и Арсенал, сблъсък, който до голяма степен предопредели новия шампион на Англия, ще ви покажа как изглеждат днес двата легендарни стадиона – старият Boleyn Ground и митичният Highbury. Стадиони, които вече не чуват рева на трибуните, но все още пазят ехото на миналото. Беше време, когато Highbury беше храмът на Арсенал. Тревата му съвършена, трибуните като катедрала. Но светът се промени, както и футболът. Стана по-бърз, по-голям, по-богат. А Highbury остана същият, красив, но тесен. Заклещен между улици, които не можеше да разшири. И дойде моментът на избора – миналото или бъдещето.
Арсенал избра да продължи напред. Не защото забрави за Highbury, а защото го обичаше прекалено много, за да го гледа как изостава.
I grew up around Arsenal. I remember coming to this stadium regularly to see, kind of Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp. It was an unbelievable time. Invincible's team was incredible. And then to see us move just kind of 5-minute walk down the road was amazing. You see all these clubs who've had to move far away to get to a new stadium, and we've literally moved, kind of a couple of streets. But now to be able to come back here and enjoy this as like a park and kind of a community hub, it's incredible.
Но Highbury не беше разрушен. Беше преобразен. Фасадите останаха, трибуните запазени, а теренът се превърна в градина. Днес там има живот. Хора живеят там, където някога се пишеше история. Деца тичат там, където се бележаха голове. И въпреки тишината, нещо още е живо. Защото някои места не умират. Те просто сменят формата си. Highbury не е стадион, но все още е дом. Тук някъде беше Upton Park, домът на Уест Хям повече от век. Официално Boleyn Ground. Стадион, открит още през 1904 година. Място, което преживява войни, бомбардировки, поколения. И място, което вече го няма. Тръгнах по Грин Стрит. Същата улица, която някога се е превръщала в река от хора. Бордо цветове, песни, напрежение, кръчми с запалянковци, пълни до тавана. Но времето не прощава и изискванията нараснаха. Upton Park започна да изостава. Тесен, без възможност за разширение. И през 2016 дойде краят с последния матч. Уест Хям срещу Манчестър Юнайтед. Победа с 3-2 и сякаш самия стадион не реши как да си тръгне по перфектен начин. Днес вървя на същото място, но вече няма входове, няма турникети. Само жилищни сгради. Комплексът се казва Boleyn Ground, единственото, което е останало от името. Но вътре вече има живот от друг тип.
Балкони вместо трибуни, прозорци вместо тунели и градини вместо терен.
Тук някъде е бил центърът на игрището. Там наказателното поле, а зад мен трибуната, която е кипяла. Upton Park не беше разрушен напълно. Той беше трансформиран. Компромис между миналото и настоящето, между паметта и нуждата да се продължи напред.
So this statue's obviously, from our point of view, from being West Ham fans, we say West Ham won the World Cup in 1966. As you can see behind me, we have Sir Alf Ramsey, the manager, Bobby Moore, the best captain England's ever had, best centre-half the world's ever seen, along with Jeff Hurst, scored the hat-trick in the final, along with Martin Peters. And as West Ham fans, we say, even though England won the World Cup, they was our players, 3 of them from our club, and this is why this monument's been put here. For me, the monument should stay here because this is where they come from and this is exactly where the ground should have stayed. We've now moved over to the London Stadium, which us as old-time fans don't like it. We actually hate the place, but we still go as West Ham fans. We're now in Priory Street, which was basically, back in the day when it was our stadium and our ground, this is where we all used to think. The South Bank was here. We was always here. Behind here you'll see the garages. This was the old South Bank where all the away fans used to come into. Down this side was the Chicken Run. Then you had the North Bank and then across to the west side. But this is where we always used to be, where all the away fans had to come past before they're getting into the stadium.
Where this Chicken Run?
Down on this road. Where these flats are here now, this used to be the Chicken Run of West Ham. Down this street here. Basically where these trees are, this is the beginning. This is Billy Bonds, one of the greatest idols of West Ham for many, many of us, and also Sir Trevor Brooking, another superstar for West Ham. This monument was put there for when we left this stadium. It's there, and hopefully it stays there forever. Basically, this is the old original entrance to the West Ham Stadium. This is where the fence and the gates used to be, as you used to come through to the main side, the main stand of the West Stand. Players' entrance, and we also had this now, when we moved from here, everyone who had died before, basically this is a memorial for every person who had their names here before we left the stadium. It's been kept here.
След като дишах история от мястото, където е бил Boleyn Ground, метрото ме доведе до пъба Виктория в Плейстоу, за да се срещна с двама емблематични привърженици на Уест Хям и групировката ICF. Виктория е едно от легендарните места, свързани с феновете на Уест Хям и групировката Intercity Firm. През 70-те, 80-те и 90-те тя е сред основните точки за събиране преди мачове, където членовете на ICF организират своите пътувания. Днес кръчмата вече не съществува като фенско място, слагайки край на една важна част от футболната история на източен Лондон.
The pub was built 1966 after England won the World Cup. I come to be leaseholder of it in 2007 up to the present day. I took it over off of one of my friend's parents who passed away, and he turned around to me and said, you could get this pub, it could be a West Ham pub. It was never ever used before for West Ham fans. I think Tottenham got put in here one year in the 80s, and it's never been used for, I think a few people used to drink in here, but it was never sort of a milestone of West Ham United Football Club until I took it over into 2007. Well, it was founded by 3 young boys they lived in Upton Park, Grant Fleming, Andy Swallow and Mickey Morgan. They was in each other's house, and they was always West Ham fans, even from a young age, I do believe. And they was making up some badges with this and that, and making up some West Ham badges. And then one of them come up with, I think they was called the East London, the Elf they was called, East London Firm.
Yeah.
That's what they was called at first. And then one of them come up with, I'm not sure who it was, I think it might have been Andy. He come up with the slogan of the Intercity Firm, because obviously they used to travel to away games on the Intercity train. in England, they used to do special trains for special clubs. You could go to a mainline station and there was trains put on for just West Ham fans. So they decided to use the inner city train to avoid the police and get to away games, and that's how it become the inner city firm. 3 young guys messing about in their house. That was it, and the rest is history.
Yeah, as they say, the rest is history.
To be truthful, the business card thing I think was a bit of a joke at first. Obviously, they all wanted to be well known. Every football firm in this country in the 80s wanted to be well known, so they all had their own names and their own ways of, or their own means of getting to and from games. But West Ham was the best at it. They used the trains, and then they turned into casuals from like a skinhead culture and a mod culture. In the 70s, 80s, they turned into a casual culture with the clothes they wore, and then the calling cards just got involved in it, and it was messing about one day.
Don't know whoever come up with that. Don't know where that come from. I don't know. I don't know if anyone knows where that come from. It was just a joke, really, and that's how it just stuck.
And there was another thing, and all they had stickers. Remember the stickers that you give out, and it had on it, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. And that was from an old 1980s song by Billy Ocean, and the words for that's what they used on these stickers that was going about as well. Not many people mention that, but that's what it was. I think they've been cracked, haven't they?
Yeah, it's just been, we all still meet as friends and all that, like loads of all the younger ones and the older ones. We all meet as friends still. We're all still friends. It's never ever going to go back to how it was, because the police...
You can't do it now.
You cannot do it. It's impossible. The policing of West Ham, I will say, and me personally, I think is probably one of the strictest. I think we get more banning orders in the whole of England than anyone. Anything happens now, that's it, it's finished. But then moving from Upton Park to that new stadium, I think that was a big kick in the nuts, you could say, really, for everyone as well, because loads of them stopped going, loads of the older lot have stopped going, and they still don't go now.
They don't like the hierarchy or the stadium, and not just that. Listen, everyone's got families now. When you was back in the 80s, it was a part of culture.
Yeah.
Football culture was there and then, and it goes on. And what happens now? The football culture's moved on now. It's more of a tourist. You go over West Ham, over the new stadium. There's 30,000 tourists over there, not really West Ham fans. There's a lot of corporate over there that make their money. So a lot of people sort of drift in and out of it. A lot of them still go, but they've got children now and grandchildren. They take them. So that's how it's gone. But we're all still mates. A lot of us are still mates. There's always a rivalry between any London clubs, because when you think about it, in the top division, there's 5 or 6 London clubs. Some of them have never caused any ag at any games. Arsenal come to their prominence in the 80s when they become casuals, the same as West Ham, but they was younger than the West Ham firm. They was like sort of the age of our under 5s, which was the group under the Intercity firm, and they become rivals with them, and it become very hostile between them. It weren't just at football matches, it was Friday nights in the pubs.
In Bethnal Green and in the East End of London. After the games, every weekend up in King's Cross and Euston, fighting, running battles every weekend with them, all the time.
Yeah, and it was like tit for tat. They was going to their areas on a Friday night, even down to playing football for a local football team on a Sunday. They used to clash with them there because they used to play for other teams from North London. So that's how it was, and it's gone on to this day. But a lot of them are friends now. Since we got into Europe in 2006, was it Palermo? Yeah. We become friends with a lot of the Arsenal boys because one of them was doing the travel for West Ham, and there was an old one of our old boys, Chrissy Harris, the captain, God rest his soul, passed away now, but he sort of brought everyone together because he was mates with Arsenal through the rave scene, and a lot of West Ham boys run the rave scenes. They had their own music station, and so
had all the security, had everything.
So they all got together to know him. So it sort of killed the the rivalry with Arsenal, even though it still goes on today, but not in the...
Not in with the older boys way, you know what I mean? With the younger boys, but there's not a lot of that about now, to be fair.
What about the rivalry with Millwall?
Well, they are called our rivals because they come from East London the same as us. Believe it or not, they come from a place called the Isle of Dogs, which is popular, E14, but it was a rivalry through the docks. That's how it all started. You had South London Dockers and East London Dockers. So the South London Dockers went on a picket line and the East London Dockers worked. So that became the hatred. Then it just carried over to the football. And then Millwall moved they moved their stadium to South London, and it became East London and South London. We say there's a rivalry with West Ham and Millwall. Yeah, I wouldn't say we're the best of friends, but we don't play each other enough to have a rivalry. I think the last time we played them was 2009. So we have more rivalry with Tottenham because we play them every year.
I couldn't even say, because it's a different era to how we was back then, do you know what I mean? Like
I think you get more rag at lower division games now, really.
In the lower divisions here, you get all these lower teams, like from up north, especially from up north, you get loads and loads of problems from up north. But there's no, for us, we don't really get a lot of problems here. Some maybe Leeds we've had a few problems with.
Yeah, over the years, yeah.
They come here, but nothing. No one's never actually come here and done anything in this new stadium where you can literally walk around this stadium. There's about 30 entrances. So if anyone had any proper organisation, then they could come there quite easily. But we've had it with all the European teams. All these could have come here, they didn't think. They just met in Vicky Park and walked through with a police escort. No one's come here and done nothing.
Going back to the European games, it was new for us as well. Don't forget, we weren't a team that ever played in Europe. So the last three, or up to 2023, 24, we played in Europe for 3 seasons. So we was going to places like Zagreb, where they were saying, oh, these are the best hooligans in the world.
We heard about the big bad blue boys.
Never seen them.
They didn't even turn up when we was there.
Didn't turn up. We went to Frankfurt. These are tasty. And Frankfurt, we never had egg there. And we ended up having more egg at games when it weren't expected, at silly games where I didn't even know the teams. I've never heard of them before. We played them. Genk
and all them when they come out of the forest.
Even with Anderlecht, we never had Anderlecht with Ajax. They're coming to look for you. Well, no.
Yeah.
And everyone went just for the good time. We didn't go there for the violence or anything like that, or the egg, because it was about enjoying it now. Because where we didn't play in Europe, we've never played in Europe, so it was new to us, and it was great because you see people that hadn't been going for years, and you all met up.
All your old friends come back. That's the old situation, going back to a situation there. If you said, how long was it ICF? That's probably the last time that everyone come together through Europe. From the under-5s to the TBF to the ICF. Everyone was there together on the European away games.
Meeting
Fantastic.
in bars and sitting in restaurants.
Just sitting in restaurants and bars,
talking
drinking
and enjoying ourselves, really. It weren't all about there was nothing to do with the egg out in these foreign countries for us. It was just going there.
Going out and seeing all your old friends
I
again.
think I'm going to say something now which might be contradictory of itself. I think the Eastern European teams and the European teams have left sort of England behind with the football violence now. Where it was here in the mid 70s up to the late 80s, it was constantly every week, every train station there was ag, every ground there was ag.
I've seen a lot of difference with the problems that you have in Eastern Europe than what you do here now. It's
more organised, isn't it?
It's totally and utterly. As for me, obviously, you know, I've been to Bulgaria. I've been going there for over 12 years now. Been going there, met Sofia West boys, met all the boys from there. Their way and our way are 2 different ways. We used to be no telephones, no nothing, no training.
We all met.
We were just all friends coming out. It was what it was. Now, to me, I look at Levski and say, this is like a military operation. And it's a different ball game altogether. You can't have the likes of Sofia West. You've got them. What a powerful firm. Powerful firm. But on a different level to how we used to be. We was powerful, but we didn't do no training. You're going back 30, 40 years. Now, how I see the boys now, they're forever training. It's a different thing altogether.
Yeah, and so someone said to me, I went to Lazio, I've been to Lazio a few times back in the day, and I think it was Carlton Leach said to me, God, what a top firm these of. I said, they are good, but they want to live with us in the 80s. And that's how it was with us. It was different. It's different. Football aggro now, or violence, whatever you want to call it, has gone the next step. Training, like camaraderie. Well, listen, you couldn't beat our camaraderie for the football thing. But outside of football, we had two big mobs that went over West Ham from Stratford and Canning Town on a Friday night. They was fighting each other because of two different areas, but on a Saturday they was together.
All friends.
It's crazy.
What do you think about this type of arranged fights?
We've never been in it. Could you
Never
imagine?
been involved in it. It's never been part of our culture. It's never been involved in it. It doesn't. I don't believe it happens in England in any case. Like
I can't call that football violence. Ringing up and you 10 of us versus 10 of yous in the field or in the woods. No, it's not for us. Anne was the spur of the moment. From getting from our house to Euston Station, walking into Euston Station, there's another 250 West Ham in there with no phones. And then, hold on, we ain't getting on the train yet because Arsenal are going to Aston Villa, which they've got to go to Birmingham through Euston. So we waited. We used to wait in stations to not ambush them, but just show them our strength.
Yeah.
And that's how it was. So every time we was going to away games, Friday night, I'll meet you at King's Cross Station in the morning at 8:30. We'll get in the 10 o'clock train, and then. But what was good for the intercity firm was they invented these things called Perseals, which come on the back of a
box of washing powder. Or Kellogg's off of the box of cornflakes.
You could cut them out, take them to the train stations, and you used to get free travel for under 16.
Under 16. So we all said we was under 16, so getting free travel. One pays, one free. One pay, one free. That's how every move we done.
And the student rail card. That was a big thing for the intercity firm.
Yeah.
They used to do these things. The government used to do a family rail card. So you had 2 adults on this family rail card that could take up to six children
with him.
So
we was all children. Bear in mind we're 20 odd years old, but we're all children.
Yeah. So they used to take us on the train. That's how we used to get to games. And listen, and I would not, and the same as what Richard, and the same as anyone. When we used to go, we just used to go because you knew it was going to be more than, not just because of the ag, but it was more having a laugh with your mates and the good times. Sitting on the trains, they was playing cards. They used to have card games for cash on the trains, and people used to jib on the trains without paying and hiding under the seats and in the toilets to avoid getting caught by the ticket office. But listen, it was good.
Back in the day, it was really good.
You couldn't explain. If no one was around then, you couldn't explain. You could imagine you could go to about 7 or 8 teams in London and they all used to do the same. Arsenal, West Ham, Millwall, Tottenham. They all used to do, didn't they?
Yeah.
And the northern teams used to do it as well. The best, like I consider West Ham and the Scousers are very alike, like because we come from working class families. So the Scousers started the culture up by going abroad and thieving all the clothes and stealing the clothes, and then West Ham took it over, and then West Ham started doing it, then Arsenal started doing it, and we all used to meet each other in Switzerland, Sweden, Germany, Austria. They used to come back with bags of clothes and sell it, and it used to fund their trips to football matches and abroad. So that was it for us.
That's our football history.
Преди първия съдийски сигнал, преди напрежението на дербито между Уест Хям и Арсенал, имаше още една спирка. С приятелите ми тръгнахме към заведението Riverside East. Там, където матчът вече беше започнал. Музиката беше силна. Диджеят пускаше фънк, електронна музика, рок, а стотици фенове на Уест Хям изпълваха пространството с бира в ръка и усмивки по лицата.
Boleyn Ground?
Yes. Yeah. Bad wrestling. Badly.
Why?
Because this is shit. Rubbish. Rubbish, yeah. Yeah. Boleyn Ground, Upton Park, that was, yeah. Yeah. You could
Many memories, I guess.
you can touch the players. When they're taking the corner, you can touch the player taking the corner. Over here, stand, go get a taxi to the beach.
Историята на Лондон Стадиум не започва с Уест Хям. Тя започва през 2012, когато градът приема Олимпийските игри. Тогава в сърцето на Стратфорд се издига огромна арена – Олимпийския стадион на Лондон. Построен за близо 80 000 души, той е създаден да приеме най-бързите хора на планетата, най-големите рекорди и най-важните моменти на Олимпиадата. Но след Олимпиадата идва големия въпрос – какво се случва, когато светлините изгаснат?
Този стадион е огромен.
Няколко години по-късно се появява нов собственик на мечтата – Уест Хям Юнайтед. Клубът от източен Лондон търси не просто нов стадион, а нов дом. На 4 август 2016 Уест Хям официално играе първия си матч в новия си дом.
We are not allowed to fly any of our flags. They would not let intercity firm, under fives, anybody to fly any flags in the stadium because they don't agree with it. But they'll let you fly Antifa and LGBT flags. Absolutely.
Историята на I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles започва далеч от футбола, като популярна американска песен от 1918 година за мечти, които се носят като сапунени мехури. Според феновете на Уест Хям, това е военна песен, изпълнявана от войниците и от известната певица Вера Лин. Никой тогава не предполага, че тази песен ще намери дом в източен Лондон. Всичко започва с едно момче, ученик от местно училище, наричан Bubbles, заради приликата си с дете от реклама на сапун. Това момче играе в футбол в ученическия отбор, а директорът му, фен на Уест Хям, започва да пуска песента I'm Forever Blowing Bubbles, когато отборът печели. Един от играчите стига до юношите на Уест Хям и песента го следва. Матчът между Уест Хям и Арсенал на Лондон Стадиум, завършил 0-1, беше от онези срещи, в които резултатът изглежда минимален, но тежестта му беше огромна. Арсенал играеше под напрежението на битката за титлата, а Уест Хям за собственото си оцеляване. В първата част Арсенал контролираше повече топката и създаде няколко опасни ситуации, но Уест Хям стоеше организирано и разчиташе на бързи преходи и контратаки. Чуковете дори имаха моменти, в които изглеждаха по-опасни, а Давид Рая направи ключови спасявания, които задържаха гостите в матча.
Супер скупо. 2, 3, 4 подвиквания и всичко приключва. Никаква емоция, никаква страст. Заспал футбол, заспали фенове. Супер много туристи. Хардкор привържениците на Уест Хям в момента пият бира до баровете.
Решаващият момент дойде чак в 83-та минута, когато Леандро Тросар отбеляза попадението, което на практика донесе победата на Арсенал.
Аре, 1-1 са.
Истинската драма обаче настъпи в добавеното време. Уест Хям стигна до изравнителен гол, но след дълга вар проверка той беше отменен заради нарушение срещу Рая. Анализът на матча е прост. Арсенал показа шампионско търпение, а Уест Хям чака новия сезон в Чемпионшип и дербитата срещу Мило.